Hello everyone, Ryan here. So this will actually be more for those who have just started started their BookTube channels. Newbies, I guess. But also for those who have yet to take that leap and start, or rather, have yet to join the BookTube community. Of course, I don't claim to be an expert on anything, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about some stuff based on my own experience with BookTube and with the BookTube community. So, I guess one of the first things I want to say is I believe it's important for everyone to just be themselves. I've never liked trying to keep up with what some other booktuber or YouTuber is doing. Because even in the past when I've tried just a little bit to mimic, I guess, what other booktubers, YouTubers are doing, I ended up really not enjoying myself. And I ultimately ended up deleting whatever content I had recorded. And so, yeah, for me, I always like being myself. Most of the time, I like to think of myself as just a really laid-back person. I've never been a high-energy person, and but that doesn't mean that I don't really... if you're a high energy person, great. Use that. If that's truly who you are, then definitely stick with that when it comes to doing your own BookTube channel, YouTube channel. But otherwise, if you're like me, you're just a laid back person, and you just like to have conversation about what you're reading, or other things you're into, like music, movies, or whatever else, then I say, hey, go with that too. Ultimately, just be yourself. I believe that's more important than anything else. Also, when it comes to editing stuff, and sometimes I'll mess around with the editing process and try out different things and insert different things here and there. But I guess for me personally, I don't really like editing anything too much, because I always feel like it can take away something. It can take away a certain raw quality, a certain human element, I believe. But then that's just me. That's my personal taste. Obviously, I know that there's a lot of booktubers, YouTubers that have very well edited content, and they have a lot of stuff that's very polished and well done, and everything's shot in a professional or semi-professional studio with a lot of lighting and awesome audio quality, video quality, all that stuff. But yeah, and also too, for me, this kind of like it. For me, I've always felt that the editing process coincides with being yourself, because essentially, I also believe that whatever content you create on your channel, for your channel, even if it's for someone else's channel, it ultimately reflects who you are. But yeah, again, that's my own personal belief. And also too, as far as like worrying about subscribers, or I would say it's not really best to focus on that too much. Unless you have like a really what's the word? Unless you have like an exact target audience that you want to reach. Obviously, I know then, usually you got to take the necessary steps in order to ensure that the people you want to see your videos are actually going to see them. But I don't know, usually I found that for me, I've noticed that sometimes I'll do something or create a certain video, whether it's about a book review, or a book haul, or if it's a movie review or something else. And for me, I've always noticed that I tend to believe that, I know that a lot of people for example, if I review a book that has a lot of science fiction elements to it, and then I automatically assume that a lot of science fiction fans are going to immediately, or at least, within a certain amount of time, within, let's say, like a week, that I expect that a decent amount of science fiction fans are going to come across my book review of this particular science fiction book, whatever it happens to be. But then usually that's not the case. In fact, usually I notice that for whatever reason, YouTube's algorithm works in a very mysterious way. At least that's what I've noticed. That's what I've come to believe. But then, of course, I also happen to believe that there are a lot of other YouTubers, maybe booktubers too, that in fact have promotional help. They either pay for a certain amount of their content to be promoted, or they have like some kind of sponsorship deal, or they're just, they have a really good fan base that helps promote their content on a very, very, very regular basis. And because of that, all this promoted content on YouTube overshadows every other video, overshadows all of the content that isn't promoted, that isn't heavily promoted. So, yeah. I don't know, I guess what I'm trying to say is, don't expect that just because you upload something that is a very talked about topic, or like a very popular book, very popular movie, very popular band, or or whatever, don't expect that right away it's going to receive millions of views or even hundreds of views. Sometimes it takes a while for people to come across your content, your channel, and yeah. So in that regard, I would say just don't expect a lot right off the bat. And also expect to be surprised. Expect that, your book review, even if you end up, say you review the same book or the same movie or something else that a lot of other people are reviewing, don't expect that your review is also going to be one of the top 10, top 20, or even top 50 reviews that people are going to see right away, notice right away. So, yeah. And also that, above everything else, I say just have fun with it. Just have fun with creating content for your channel. Definitely interact as much as possible. That may seem like a hard thing to do most times, because most of us have our own lives to lead. But I say, whenever you get a moment of free time, definitely take it upon yourself to seek out other channels, other booktubers, or YouTubers. But for the sake of this, booktubers, and yeah, don't be afraid to interact with them. Follow people on Twitter, on Instagram. If you see someone post a picture of a book that they're reading on Instagram or on Twitter or Facebook or wherever, and it happens to be the same book that you read a while ago or are also reading, then yeah, post a comment saying, hey, I'm reading that too, or hey, I already read that, it's pretty awesome, or something along those lines, just to get the ball rolling, to ensure that, people are made aware of your channel as well and your content. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then of course, I say, above, for me, most important tip, or I guess if you want to call it a tip, is to, just, again, like I said at the beginning, be yourself. Allow your true self to shine through. Otherwise, I happen to feel that, if you're not being yourself, if you're trying to portray yourself as something you're not, then people are going to detect that. People are going to notice that. And, it might just, unfortunately, it might hinder whatever kind of, I don't know, I guess, relevance you have within the community, or no, I don't know. I think I'm trying to think of another word. It escapes me at the moment. But yeah, just ultimately be yourself. Don't worry about too many things all at once, and just have fun with it. So yeah, that'll do it for this. Just wanted to do something a little bit to, help those who have just started, have just become BookTube newbies, and also for those who are wanting to decide if they should take the leap, join the BookTube community. Ultimately, I say yes. I believe, also, I definitely believe this world right now, mankind as a species, we need to read more. All of us. It's, to me, it's a shame every time I see or hear about people, or overhear someone saying that they hate books or they hate reading, and it irks me so much, it gets on my nerves. So yeah, therefore, I feel like if you want to join the BookTube community, just do it, just start. Also, if you're not aware, the BookTube newbie tag is a great way to start. Definitely check that out, look that up. So yeah, anyways, that'll do it. Thanks for watching. As always, till next time, don't forget, keep it real, keep on rocking, and peace.